This is Travis's informative speech. We have Jeb Harper, David Harper, Bonnie Harper, Eli Harper, and me, Amy Barnett.
What are you rebelling against, Johnny? Marlon Brando's response to this in the infamous 1953, The Wild One, was, "What do you got?" This is a statement that has personified the American motorcycle culture since the early 50s. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the truths and to clarify some of the myths and misconceptions of the motorcycle culture. One thing I'm going to be talking to you about today is how not every motorcycle rider is in a gang. Talk to you how the culture itself has evolved and it's still evolving today. But first I need to give you a little bit of the history of the culture. Motorcycles have been around since the 1900s, and the 1940s is when the culture itself got its foundation, post-World War II. Veterans coming back from overseas, after a while, decided that they wanted to go back and get some of the government-issued bikes that they had rented while in Europe. Once they got these bikes, got them home and customized them. They chopped the fronts, chopped the backs, chopped anything off the side that they didn't need. This is where the term choppers come from. It didn't take long for these veterans to start missing the camaraderie that was in the military. So they started to seek each other out. From there, it didn't take long for America to take notice, and for many of the general populace to start doing the same, going out and finding their own choppers or making their own choppers and joining in the culture. During the 50s, 60s, and 70s, Hollywood tried to personify the culture through movies like The Wild One, Easy Rider, and such. It's not a true representation of the culture, and it caused a decrease in motorcycle sales and a bad perception of the culture throughout. It got so bad, in fact, in the 70s, Harley Davidson had to sell some of their rights for their bikes to Honda. In the 80s, perception changed some, but not much. But even though Hollywood's misconception of the perception didn't do much to help, it has been the way that America has seen the motorcycle culture. Movies like The Wild One, Easy Rider, Torque, Biker Boys, TV shows such as Sons of Anarchy have all helped to show the darker side of the motorcycle culture, when in fact the motorcycle culture itself can be a very positive force. And every year, thousands of riders take to the streets to ride for Toys for Tots, ride for charitable reasons such as Scottish Rite Hospital. And during that time, all walks of life can be seen riding, from former NFL players, artists, teachers, policemen. Not just during those times, but throughout the year, many people from all walks of life take to the streets via motorcycle. Brooke Carvo, a writer for the Anniston Star, quoted as saying, "Today's highways are filled with two-wheel family outings. Two-wheel family outings. Motorcycle club preaching gospels and ex-governors." This is just an example of how great the span of the motorcycle culture has passed beyond just a bunch of dirty bikers. As time has gone on, the face of the culture itself has changed. The culture in the last 10 to 15 years has become much more feminine. From 2003 to 1998, the MIC, or the Motorcycle Industry Council, reported that 4.3 million women started to ride just in 2003. This is a 34% increase from the time of 1998. Over the next 5 years, from 2003 to 2008, that number increased by another 50%. Today's woman is not just satisfied with being on the back, but rather has grabbed the handlebars and is reinventing the motorcycle culture itself. It can be seen outside of the States as well. It's not just taking on a new feminine face, motorcycle culture has begun to take on a new global picture. Britain has reported an increase in sales of 50% of Harley-Davidson style motorcycles. There have been reports of people riding all the way from Pakistan to Britain and rallies from Scotland to France. This is an ever-evolving culture. As gas prices rise, as the streets become more congested, there'll be more motorcycles and more people welcomed into the motorcycle culture. Recap: the motorcycle culture is deep within customs and traditions. Motorcycle culture is an ever-expanding culture and is not just meant for the over-machismo man. For a final thought, it's not about going from here to there, it's about the roads that get you there.